Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and I'm back with another Walking Dead video. So, after rewatching all the trailers for each season of The Walking Dead, which was a lot of fun to go back after all these years and see those trailers once again, I thought I would do it for Fear the Walking Dead. Because it has been quite a while. Because this is the official Comic-Con trailer for Fear the Walking Dead, the world premiere. And this trailer came out 9 years ago. 9 years ago, maybe almost 10 years ago. Almost a decade later, that is when we got the world premiere Comic-Con trailer for Fear the Walking Dead. So it's been quite a while. But what does it say? Rick's so lucky he wasn't awake when the shit was happening. Yeah, that's true. This is what I was hoping for, not jumping right into the aftermath, but instead giving us a more intense lead-up. Hopefully it lasts for a good portion of the season or longer. There's a lot of material here, and I'm glad they aren't just mimicking The Walking Dead right out of the gates. That's what I was hoping. I kind of... While they did show some of the initial outbreak, obviously, in Fear the Walking Dead, I kind of wish either they did more, or, maybe it might still happen, never know, but I think a separate show just focusing on the outbreak would be cool. I don't know, maybe you got I'm just going to try to spitball here, what is it, the outbreak happened in France, we'll say, because believe it did. You do some stuff in France of maybe, well, no, that might break the lore, because I think how the outbreak happened was always supposed to be a mystery and stuff like that, but maybe you can show it happening there, and then you come back to the States and, the president's getting briefed on it and stuff like that, hey, there's some strange things happening over there in France. People are apparently going crazy and eating each other, and they're supposedly coming back to life. And, maybe the president's like, oh, it might be something, might be nothing. I don't know. Keep an eye on it and stuff like that. And then it gets worse and worse and worse. And now it's spreading. And now you got the president being like, all right, we need to shut down all the airports and stuff like that. No flights in or out. And it just starts to get worse. But it's too late. It's already here, And of course, they're not telling the people. They're, trying to keep it contained and stuff like that. But then, I don't know, pick a state, New York or something like that, all of a sudden there's this random attack. Someone's eating someone else. People are getting freaked out, and they got their cameras, and, they're recording it like, oh my God, what is going on? And crazy, and then, police don't know, what's going on, and, they just think, wow, this is some crazy dude, and they try to go arrest him or something like that, and, then that crazy person lunges at them, and they have to shoot him and stuff like that, and, they go over, but the guy who was eating turned, and now he wakes up, he bites the cop, and now it just starts to spread and spread and spread, and now, Mr. President, it's here, it's in New York, and now it's spreading and stuff like that, and just seeing what, all right, what does he do, what happens and stuff like that. I think that'd be actually very cool, all right, the police are, deployed and stuff like that, but, whatever's happening, isn't working and stuff like that. And now there's reports in California of this happening, and in Texas and all these other states, all of a sudden, more outbreaks and stuff like that. And now it's, this is like a worldwide thing, it's not just in one state and stuff, and, it just gets worse and worse, and then he deploys the military and stuff like that, and, that doesn't work, and, things just get worse, and maybe they have to take him out of the White House, and, maybe we're just following, like, a certain family around, and, kind of taken some ideas, I guess, from Fear the Walking Dead and stuff like that, because we are kind of following a family, you know, during the initial outbreak. But I don't know, maybe you could do like a couple of different scenarios, like you're following like a certain family in New York, and then you're following like another person, you know, while it's happening in California. You're following someone else in like Texas while it's happening and stuff like that, and you know, you just got different stories of what's happening in each state and stuff. That'd be really cool. That would be very cool to see, you know. And then of course, we get them given the order for Operation Cobalt, you know, and then how that plays out, and then I guess whatever happens to the president, you know, I don't know, whatever the plans are, you know, maybe there is still a president somewhere, you know, in a bunker somewhere. Maybe they'll pull that out, you know, down the road or something like that, if that's their plan. I don't know, but I just think that'd be very cool to see an in-depth look of the outbreak. Obviously, you don't have to tell us how it started, you know, because I think Kirkman said he always wanted to be a mystery. So, I mean, that's fine. You know, you can keep it a mystery. But yeah, I just think a very in-depth look of the initial outbreak would be a really cool show. I mean, you don't have to do like, you know, 10 seasons of it. You can make it a mini series, you know, I don't know, 2-3 seasons, you know, something short, you know, so you don't have to, you know, go too far in, but just enough to show the whole outbreak. I think that would be cool. But I don't make the rules and stuff like that, you know. That's up to AMC and Scott Gimple and whatever they want to do, you know, so it is what it is. All right, so anyways, that's enough talking for me. Let's jump right into, well, the world premiere for the Comic-Con trailer of Fear the Walking Dead. Here we go.
Baby, ready?
You got 5 minutes.
Did I say come in? Jesus, Mom.
I just saved us.
Just barge right in on her in the shower.
Really? You fix it? Mm-hmm. So hot.
Dad, I don't want to come.
You know, Travis seemed kind of I don't know if his story was just cut short, you know, since he did leave to go be on Avatar. You know, it's kind of like, well, was that kind of like a waste or not to like bring him in and then be like, oh yeah, hey, guess what, I need to leave because I gotta go film Avatar. You know, it's like, okay, like we had like much bigger plans for you, and like we had like this whole storyline like planned out for you, but you're leaving, so we're just gonna kill you off. You know, I mean, I wonder if they knew that like ahead of time or not. I don't know.
Building a family, okay? All of us.
Fine. Force me, Dad.
Morning, Maddie. A lot of kids out sick today. Thought you were another victim.
I hope we see Madison
Ooh,
again.
I got my flu shot.
All right, what is London trying to teach us here? London's trying to teach us how not to die. Now,
Dun, dun, dun.
What is man versus nature?
The first time Nick wakes up. Kind of like
may
Rick.
offer food. But nature always
That was
wins.
cool. Jesus.
Your son is lucky.
Just as
Witnesses
bad
said
as-
he ran into traffic.
Just a mirroring of Rick right there.
What happened?
Everyone was dead. There was blood. You think that's what you saw? It was a nightmare? Hallucinations? Safer enough.
Rick said the same thing.
Safer from what?
They don't know if it's a virus or a microbe. They don't know, but it's spreading.
Now see, this stuff here, I definitely, that stuff there, I'd definitely be down to see more in depth of that stuff right there. Robert Kirkman.
Check this out. Someone leaked the footage.
See? More stuff like that.
How'd they unload on him?
It's not real.
See?
It can't be real.
I mean, I think they did a good job doing a little bit of it, but I think, you know, more in-depth type of stuff would be very cool, and like seeing how the police are trying to handle it and contain it and stuff like that. Probably being like, oh, this is a crazy person, let's, you know, arrest them and stuff like that, not knowing, you know, hey, it's a walker, you know, and then of course them trying to shoot at him and stuff like that, not knowing, oh, you gotta aim for the brain, you know. Yeah, I just really wish they would do a show like that, but
What the hell is happening?
Where are you?
I gotta go.
see, especially with the video camera and stuff like that, yeah, just imagine like some of the episodes you could do. You could do like a whole episode following like one character, you know, with a cell phone trying to record, like, you know, just like a individual journalist or something like that, you know, like an individual journalist, you know, just out there with their phone and stuff like that, just recording like, hey, look what's happening, like all these riots and stuff like that are breaking out, we're following this character, and you know, they're trying to run around trying to get all these stories and stuff like that while all this stuff is happening, you know, recording all these riots and stuff like that, and you got the police doing you know, stuff like that, like, oh, this person, you know, is, well, they don't know, is a walker, and, you know, hey, stop right there, you know, get down on the ground, and, you know, why are they still, like, coming and stuff like that, and, you know, all right, well, gonna shoot him in the shoulder and stuff like that, and, you know, knock him down or something like that, you know what I mean, but that doesn't work, you know, I think that'd be so cool. See?
Chris! Excuse me, sir. We're closed. We need a place to lay down.
Daniel.
Daniel.
What was that sound?
What do you see out there?
I don't know. It's like it's not real.
Where are you?
We're stuck.
Yeah, you're far away from us outside. All of us.
Just stay down!
Damn, this was actually a really good trailer.
When civilization ends, it ends fast.
August 23rd. Wow, that actually came out very early. Well, yeah, right before, obviously, that came out right before whatever season of the Walking Dead was about to premiere. You know, I think it was like 10 episodes back then, and 10 weeks going right into, you know, October, and then The Walking Dead started right after that, so yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, that was actually a really good trailer and stuff like that, you know, a lot of somewhat mirroring of The Walking Dead and stuff like that. You know, you got Nick waking up and I mean, obviously not in a hospital, even though he does go to a hospital like 10 minutes later, you know, still waking up and all of a sudden, like, everybody's dead. Same thing as Rick. He wakes up and everybody's dead. And, you know, you come across, like, these creatures, you know, and you don't know what they are, you know, so yeah, pretty cool seeing like a lot of semi-mirroring of Rick, you know, because there's Nick in the hospital, you know, so yeah, still everybody was dead. So instead of Rick waking up in the middle of the apocalypse, you know, Nick was awake during the outbreak of it. And I like the missing signs and stuff like that, because, you know, oh, all these people are just going missing and stuff like that, you know, what happened to them. But yeah, it would have been cool to see at least more of this type of stuff. Because you get the cops just, unloading on them, and not working. He's right back up. So, well, what do we do? But yeah, and then there he is with the camcorder. Oh my God, remember those? Even though that one's actually very smaller. But the old camcorders and stuff like that. I used to have one. Yeah. But, I don't know. I doubt we'll ever get a show like that. As cool as it would be, they probably wouldn't do anything like that. But yeah, just to see more stuff like this would be cool. But yeah, this was actually a very good trailer. Season 1 was actually really good, I'm not gonna lie. The first couple of seasons of Fear the Walking Dead was really damn good. And then, season 4 came around and things slowly started to derail and go off the rails and start to get a little kooky, a little crazy. So it is what it is. The show is over now. At the moment, we just got Daryl Dixon and Dead City, and yeah, that's all the shows we have at the moment. Who knows what other plans they got? We getting more shows. I mean, I know there's like all sorts of rumors of allegedly like other shows and stuff like that, but nothing's, as far as I know, nothing's been officially confirmed. I heard there was like, an Aaron and Father Gabriel like show. I don't know what like their story would be about, because I'm pretty sure they're pretty comfortable in Alexandria Commonwealth, Ooh, my camera is out of focus there. There we go. I figured they'd be pretty comfortable in Commonwealth and Alexandria, so why would they leave? Where would they go? What would their story be? I don't know if there is any actual news. Walking Dead news. What do we got? Anything? Even The Walking Dead's creator admitted one character got cheated. I wish they'd done more. There's a lot of characters that got cheated that should have done more. Tyrese, Abraham. On TV, Brianna. When Maggie succeeds Gregory as the leader of Hilltop, Brianna becomes her advisor. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay, well, I mean, there's another character, but yeah, a lot of characters got got cheated. The Walking Dead Season 12 is closer than ever, but I have one big concern. What the hell is Screen Rant talking about here? Oh, this is MSN. No, Screen Rant. Walking Dead is successfully branched off into numerous spin-off shows following Season 11's finale, but despite this format working effectively, a 12th season looks closer than ever. Huh? How? Although it was supposed to wrap up the main story, it left far too much room to expand upon, hence why Dead City, Daryl Dixon, The Ones Who Live all became popular projects. Fans have experienced countless ups and downs while following the original series, but no one seems ready to let this show's iconic survivors rest, including the creators who still have big plans. Dead City's second season is set to arrive in May, while Daryl Dixon Season 3 will premiere later in 2025, obviously near the end of the year. Proving the story is not over by any stretch of the imagination. As a result, talk of The Walking Dead being renewed for a Season 12 has been loud, with Rick Grimes returning for a crossover show seeming more likely after The Ones Who Live confirmed his survival. Scott M. Gimple, recent comments have only added fuel to the fire, making a huge project seem inevitable. While I would love to see it, I still have one major concern. Scott Gimple confirmed he'd love for The Walking Dead to return to a longer format. No. I don't think so. I don't think that'd be really good. Especially not for every single season. Some seasons, maybe the 16 episodes would work. Other seasons, definitely hurt. Like season 7 definitely hurt. I think if maybe that was 12 episodes instead of 16, I think there would have been way less filler junk episodes and stuff like that, because sometimes with the 16 episodes it's all right, got the main story and it can be done in 13-14 episodes, but I got 16, so now I gotta stretch something somewhere to fit to fit 2 more episodes, just kind of like season 11, people are oh, those the Reapers, they were so pointless and stuff. It's well, yeah, the show had 24 episodes for the entire season. The Commonwealth lasted 16, so you needed something, for those other episodes, since they made it 24 episodes. So yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of going back to 16 episodes and stuff like that. 10 may be fine. 12, all right, 12 would be the max, but yeah, 16 just felt way too much. I think they'd want to do that just because that would keep people on AMC way longer. Scott Gimple has been a huge part of The Walking Dead for over a decade. Chief Content Officer, would love the TV universe to return to a longer format. In an interview with Direct, Gimple claimed, "My dream would be another 16-hour-a-year series." Yeah, because that's 3 months, 4 months. Yeah, that's 4 months of Walking Dead. So that'd just be a lot. The franchise would return to extended seasons. While there's no guarantee he's talking about a 12-season or a crossover show, it's hard to imagine The Walking Dead committing to such a large project with completely new characters. A 16-hour Walking Dead show sounds great, but would it be difficult to bring everyone back? Most likely, yes. Because it's been so long, I'm pretty sure all these actors and stuff are off doing other shows. They're not just going to sit around and well, we got plans for you eventually. Well, are we talking what, in the next year or two? Well, maybe further than that, maybe in 5 or 6 years, but stay ready just in case. It's no, I got work, I got to find other jobs and stuff. I'm not going to wait around for you to be hey, yep, okay, now we're good to go. No, I got other jobs, because I'm pretty sure everybody else is doing different things, I mean, yeah, the characters that have spin-offs, yes, obviously they can bring those guys back, because they're still in the Walking Dead universe and they're still doing Walking Dead shows, so very easy to bring them back. I mean, Daryl's doing his own show, he's doing, he's in John Wick, Ballerina, which actually was kind of cool. Trying to see who else is still alive. Josh McDermott. Let's see, is he doing anything? Yeah, he is doing other movies. Suits LA. Apparently he's a main role. The Righteous Gemstones. Never heard of that, but he's in that. Trying to find some of these other characters and stuff. Ezekiel, Brian Payton, what's he doing? Is he doing anything? Yeah, he's in other shows. Hot Wheels Let's Race. Crapopolis? I don't know. He's got a recurring role in that. I don't know. So he's doing other stuff. Yumiko. The Day of the Jackal. So she's in another... Well, that's just another movie and stuff like that. Trying to see who... I'm just trying to quickly go through these. I guess Lydia. She's still floating around. It looks like she'd be free. She hasn't done anything since The Walking Dead. Connie. Charlie in the Hunt. So she's currently doing a movie. Oh, Jerry. What about Jerry? Last Butterflies. He hasn't done anything at the moment since 2023. So, I mean, you could get some characters back. But other characters, not so much, because they're off doing, you know, other shows. Dwight? Oh, Dwight. What's he doing? Yeah, he's doing a movie right now. He's doing a television series, too. He's a main person when nobody sees us. I don't know, main cast. So he's doing another show right now. He's apparently a main character in that show. Lenny James, what's he doing? Mufasa the Lion King did another movie. He's done a couple other TV shows and stuff like that. So I mean, might be able to get him back. Father G, what's he doing? Teen Wolf the movie. And yeah, last thing he did TV wise was The Ones Who Live at the moment. So yeah, I mean, it would be, you know, it would be a little difficult to get some of these characters back because they're off doing other movies and stuff, you know, not waiting around for, you know, The Walking Dead be like, well, you know, we might need you back soon. Eventually, maybe. Never know. You know, well, it's either yes or no. I'm not waiting around, so yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So anyways, that is enough rambling from me. Let me know what you guys think. What did you think about seeing the Fear the Walking Dead trailer once again after almost 10 years later? What did you think about that world premiere trailer? Did you like it? Not like it? Did you want to see more of the original Outbreak and stuff like that? Would you like to see a separate series just based on the Outbreak? Let me know. So anyways, on that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Remember, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. Links in the description box below. And on that, just stick around. More videos are on the way. And I will see you guys next time.